Wow, awesome. Phil just told the team I'm in awe of them. I thought last week we set a standard for how we can play, and we have to try to play to that standard, and I thought maybe they exceeded that tonight. It was a really good team win against the defending champs, who have a lot of really good players and are really well coached. And whether it's the offense being balanced, running for over 200 yards, throwing for over 250, and not turning the ball over, and the defense, I don't know what to say about our defense. They keep not only forcing. Kobe Wilson's touchdown run may be the best defensive play I've ever seen. Like the whole play, like he was supposed to be tackled or even fumbled from behind like 4 different times and somehow scored. It was incredible. And, guys just keep responding. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to play physical again, and we wanted to just keep responding, and they did that. And so, it only counts as one, but we're real fortunate and thankful to be 1-0 in our first ACC game, and we got 7 more to go.
You mentioned the offense being more balanced. What did Kevin just do tonight that we maybe haven't seen from him in the past, and what was it that led to more of an emphasis in the pass game tonight?
I mean, last week it wasn't that we didn't want to throw the ball. It's just the way the game went, right? It was weird. I mean, we still only threw it. What did we throw it 23 times this week? We're going to have to throw the ball, and we love to throw the ball. But I thought Kevin showed who Kevin is. I mean, he played really well. He made a lot of big throws. I think the first one he made on 3rd down early in the game, where he scrambled to his right and hit Jake Bailey, that ended up, I think, helping us score our first touchdown. I thought that was a big play, because we don't punt the ball to them. We were able to score on our opening drive. First time we've been able to do that this year. It was big, and we wanted to get to a fast start. But later he hits Jake Bailey on a big 3rd and long. The touchdown throws to RJ were incredible. Like some of the throws he made, he did a really nice job down the field of giving guys chances to make plays for him. And then obviously he could run the football. I mean, he played like we think he should play, and he valued the football. And so when he continues to grow, and you could tell he felt like the game was slowing down to him tonight, and that's a fast defense, and he looked fast, but he looked under control. And so hopefully this gives him a boost, and I think he'll just get better and better from here, hopefully.
How important is that first drive for the offense, getting Kevin comfortable, getting the offense?
First drives, obviously you want to score, but I think starting fast is important. Even if you don't score, you want to move the ball and have some rhythm. So it's important in general. It was really important tonight. We wanted to start fast against them, just because we had been playing well. They've been struggling. You don't want to give them a lot of momentum early. And so I think it was pretty important, really. I think it always helps settle down everybody's nerves, and if you have any of that just human element of doubt in the back of your mind, it kind of helps subside that. So,
Coach, obviously a very emotional day for a lot of SMU fans and whatnot. Coming back to a power conference, how are you able to keep, for the second week in a row, your team passionate instead of emotional?
It's tough. Credit to them. Credit to our coaches. You can have an idea or a plan, but someone's got to go execute it. And our coaches do an awesome job in each one of their individual rooms and on each side of the ball of just coaching our guys. And, we talked about this week, it wasn't that we knew who we were playing. We just talked about, let's play to our standard, to where we can look in the mirror and feel like, okay, we did our best. We did what we're capable of. And if that's not good enough, then fine. We think it will be. And to your point, like they don't play emotion. They play with a lot of passion. They play with a lot of joy and love. I looked at our D-line when they had 3rd and goal to 3 and then 4th and goal to 2, and they're just out there just getting the crowd up, goofing around, whatever. I'm like, I'm a little more serious right now than you guys are, but they do. They have fun playing together, and it's a great quality that I'm hoping is becoming a fabric of this team, because we're going to need it. We're about to go on the road, and going on the road in a conference like this is totally different, and it's just a new set of challenges.
What was the pressure like for you tonight?
The pressure?
Yeah, for you tonight in this big game.
I don't know. I didn't think about it. I wanted to win. It's an opportunity. This is a big moment for SMU, and people have talked about it a lot. We've been talking for 10 or 11 months, so I'm glad we can maybe move on from some of that. But it's all been good. It's Eric Dickerson was in the locker room after the game and talked to the team, and he talked about, man, we've been waiting for this for 30 years. He's like, this is how we used to play, and you made us proud, those kind of things. But you know, it's hard to put into words in a short answer of all the things that this means to just the SMU family and anyone who's connected to the university, past, present, or will be. But it was a big moment. We're back on the stage. We're playing an ACC game against a national brand, the defending champs. And it's just really humbling to be able to validate that we belong and to come through when we needed to tonight. Again, it only counts as one, but we're going to enjoy it till tomorrow.
Coach, were you able to take in any of the pageantry, the pregame with Eric Dickerson, as well as President Bush, with the coin toss? Or are you just so lasered in on the game?
Yeah, you don't get to enjoy it in the moment as much. I did get to see President Bush out there, which is always cool, and have so much respect for him. But no, I didn't get all caught up in all that or get to enjoy it either. But it's worth it to get to enjoy that locker room I just got to enjoy. So
You RJ talked about at the end the difference from 2 years ago when he came in the environment in the stadium. Talk about the fans because it's been phenomenal.
Guys, they can feel it, and our fans have answered the call this year. Our student section, like when they were trying to score before half, it was 14-7 inside the 5-yard line. It was loud. It was loud, like a big-time college football stadium is supposed to be loud when you're at home and make it tough on the opponent. Our guys feel that. They love that. We love that they're there when the game starts, like from the students to the fans to the people in the boxes we can't see. It makes a difference. Now, what we have to learn, and we'll be honest to grow to, is we have to stay till the end of the game. And we beat the dog out of TCU last week, and we just beat Florida State. It should be packed at the end of the game, celebrating, going crazy. So that's the next step, I think, for us as a family, a fan base, a team. But they make a big difference, and our players feel that, and we can't thank them enough. I know you had one back there.
Yeah, Coach, what happened on that punt out in the end zone?
Can you? I don't hear well.
What happened to that punt in the end zone for the safety?
Yeah, we snapped it over his head by it looked like 4 or 5 yards. And I was mad at first because they told me they hit our deep snapper, which you're not allowed to do, but they didn't. Look, Will's been awesome. That's what we told him at halftime. We got beat on the left side on the field goal between our left wing and our left tight end. That can't happen. And then we had the bad snap, and then we had the fumble snap. So, we had some critical errors in our teams. I thought we covered kicks well. Their kicker's so good, we knew we weren't going to get to return any. Roderick's usually really reliable. You could tell he was struggling a little bit tonight. But we told him at halftime, man, you guys have snapped a ton of punts. We've kicked extra points and field goals forever. Just go out and do what you know what to do. Don't forget that it happened. But it wasn't good when it happened, And I was probably a little conservative backed up. I was trying to get to the half. We weren't able to run it at the level we wanted to. They did have 2 timeouts. And shoot, we may have saved a point because their kicker could have made it from anything inside the 50. So.
You mentioned going on the road. How do you guys feel going into your first away game in the conference?
It's a great question. I have no idea yet. I'll be honest with you. I'll let you know tomorrow after I wake up. I've been to Louisville. It's a great setting. It's a great crowd. They are incredibly well coached. They're as well coached as anybody in our league. Have a ton of respect for how they do things. And tomorrow I'll go to church and eat lunch, and then I'll start to worry about that. It's a fair question.
Last week you talked about Rashard last week, but just knowing that you have a weapon like that, at any point in time, he gets the ball, there's a chance that he's going to make a big play. For you as a coach, how great is that to have a weapon like that?
Oh, it's huge. And you see the versatility he has. He can run in between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. We flexed him out thinking we'd get the matchup on the linebacker, but because we had already, we scored a touchdown on RJ, got him matched up on a linebacker, and did a few other things throughout the game, they said no more of that. So the safety went out and covered him. He was like 10 yards off. We ran a double move, thinking we were going to match him up on a backer. It was a safety, and it didn't matter. Now, Kevin made a great throw, and he made a great catch. But that's a big-time catch, and that's a running back. You see some of the catches he makes that are high. It's a weapon for us. It's a weapon for our run game because our O-line's blocking really well. But to be a good running team, your running backs have to get one. They have to make somebody miss. You can only block it so well, and if you only get what it's blocked for, you're always just going to be okay, no matter how good your O-line is. And so he's allowed us to be explosive in the run game, which is going to continue to allow our offense to be explosive. So he's definitely a weapon. And I can't say enough about Roderick Daniels, guys. He's a receiver that went and played running back, carried it 15 times against Florida State tonight. He's just a winner.
For sure, he's making an impact from the jump. But have you seen him grow? Obviously, someone who's not been playing running much of his career, have you seen him grow through his first game?
I have seen him grow. He's grown in pass protection. He's grown in the overall grasping of it. Some guys, God gave the ability to, when you hand them a football, they know how to run with it. That guy knows how to run with it. So, hand it to him.
Your defense got you 3 interceptions, held them to less than 3 yards a carry. Florida State completed barely a third of its passes. What did you like best about your defensive performance tonight?
Everything. It was dominant. That was a dominant defensive performance. To your point, they ran 60 plays, under 300 yards. They were 12 of 34. So they threw us 1/4 as many as they completed to themselves. And, 75 yards, that's 2 weeks in a row. Like, it just shows that, and that's what we've been preaching. Like, we have to run the ball and stop the run to be able to compete at this level. And I think our defensive staff, Scott Simons and that staff deserve so much credit for the consistency and the confidence our guys are playing with. And they're not just stopping the run and getting off, they're scoring points, and they're setting up the offense. And so, this is what we had hoped for and envisioned at SMU. To win a championship or to get to this, we have to be able to play offense and defense. And so they're playing with a lot of confidence right now, and I'm not going to tell them they shouldn't be.
What big game characteristics does Kevin have, and what do you see out of the best quarterbacks in big games?
I think one of his biggest big game characteristics is I don't think he knows it's a big game. I don't know. You'd have to ask Coach Todd at SOC about the state title game, but Tulane and even the bowl game in the rain, and then these last 2 games. He just goes out and plays, and I think he has a great quality that a lot of great players. He doesn't take himself too seriously. A lot of times people do, and I don't know how you teach that, but he just doesn't. He's in the moment. He trusts his teammates. He loves the game. He has fun. He has a short memory, so he's able to go on to the next play, and so hopefully it'll help him continue to grow.
For coaches, for the program as a whole, just how high does this win measure up?
I don't know if I can speak for the whole program because I'm only on year 3, but this has to be one of the bigger moments for our program, right? Look, last week was great as a rivalry game. This is different. We beat a national brand, the defending champs, in our first ever ACC game to just at least validate we belong. Now, again, it's not going to score us 1 point or gain us 1 yard next week or the next week or the next week. And there's a lot of good teams in this league. So we've got our work cut out for us. But I do think it validates that we feel like we can add value to this league. But just for so many people that have been SMU fans from all the way for 40, 50 years, then gone through the last 40-year journey, I think it's probably a lot of validation for them. And that, like Eric said in the locker room, we're proud of you guys. We want to have a program that the SMU family is proud of. We're not going to win every game, but we sure want to make our fan base and our alumni proud by how we play and what we do. And so I think for those reasons, this is a big game. It's a big moment. And we'll look back at the end of the year or whenever and probably realize it. Right now, we don't have a lot of time to reflect, but I do think it's a big deal, yeah.
Coach, on that ball that Jonathan McGill intercepted, gave to his parents, Florida State took it back because it's their ball. Are y'all going to get the McGills another ball?
So what happened?
The Florida State took it back because it was a Florida State ball that he gave to his parents.
Yeah, I didn't know he gave it to his parents, so that's awesome. Cool. I guess he's trying to do Isaiah what Kobe did last year. It's probably good we get that they gave it back. I guess that technically would be stealing. It's called a turnover within the confines of football. It's stealing outside of it. So, yeah, if the McGills need a football, we'll figure that out.
Coach, you touched on it. Just not that off of our program. It's typically if they're going to have like a month stretch, it would be at home, for 4 games. You're going on the road for a month.
6 weeks before we get to be here again. Yeah, only 3 games. Sounds a little more dramatic, but yeah, no, we want to be in this kind of conference and compete. We're about to find out, because we're about to go to one of the best venues in our league to play, and then we're going to go as far west as you can go and as far as east as you can go, back to back, and against 3 outstanding coaches. I know 2 of them very well and have a lot of respect for the other, and so, but we're going to enjoy this. They had not given up over 29 points as a defense in 17 straight games dating back to the beginning of last season, if you don't count the Georgia game. That's a caveat, but their whole team opted out. So all 12 regular season games in Louisville last year and 4 this year, they've not given up over 30 points. They've been playing really good defense. And, and then the stat I was told this week, all the way back to when Utah and TCU went to the Pac-12 and the Big 12 and then the 4 schools last year. Those 6 teams were only 1-5 in their first ever game in a conference, and none of them have ever had a winning record in the first year in a conference, winning conference record. Yeah. So we don't have one yet either, but we've got 1 win. We're stepping in the right direction. So we know the uphill battle we have ahead, and it starts with going on the road to Louisville. And fortunately, we did go to OU last year. So hopefully those kind of moments with the Maryland the year before, hopefully those kind of venues will help us for that setting.
Coach, anything you can give on Tank Booker
Cannot give you an update on Tank because I haven't gotten one, but he was smiling big when we were breaking that rock in the locker room and dancing around. So whatever's hurt, it's not hurting too bad right now. So I don't know the extent of that. Romello, we knew by about Thursday or Friday we were probably gonna have to hold him. He has some bursitis and stuff in his knee that kind of tweaked in the Nevada game. It's been lingering, re-aggravated it on Wednesday's practice. So what we're gonna do is probably look at it on Monday. So he's probably still week to week at this point. We don't think it's anything serious, but it's just kind of bothering him. So I thought, Keyshawn and Moochie and J-Hud did a really good job in a 3-man rotation out there on the outside. Was there anybody else you asked about? No.
What's recruiting looking like for you guys? And with these 2 big games, you want to strike when you're on top, but also you have dead periods in the way.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we sold out our ticket allotment for recruits for the first time ever tonight. We had to tell people, sorry, if you walk up, we don't have a ticket for you. That's never happened. There's a lot of really good players here. So, look, I think last week, winning's the best thing you can do for recruiting. We got a lot of momentum behind the program, the conference piece. I think for recruits to be able to come to Ford Stadium, see the Weber End Zone complex, it's impressive, guys, for no matter where you are. And then see the atmosphere in our stadium now and how it changes things, and to see a brand like Florida State across from us, and for how that turned out, I think it's all very, very helpful. But again, you're only as good as your last game, so we got to play well and keep the momentum going.
Coach, obviously the schedule came out. You guys long waited for this matchup. Ending result 42-16. What's a big thing you learned about your team tonight after a game like this?
I think I learned that they've got a lot of confidence and belief in themselves, and so sometimes there's a lot of things we got to do as coaches to lead them and guide them. And last week we asked them to be physical, they were physical. This week we asked them to still be physical but respond every play, and they responded. And so it's, as a coach, it's like, how do you just put them in position and get out of the way? Not mess it up. They've got good culture, good continuity, offense, defense, teams together. Winning helps. If you're 4-1, it's a lot easier than if you're 1-4. You know what I mean? So, but that's how you build confidence. You got to accomplish confidence. We've accomplished confidence the last few weeks, and together as a group, they're playing that way with confidence and belief. And so we definitely don't want to throw cold water on that. We want to build on that and help that continue to grow.
Who broke the rock tonight?
Last question.
How important was it to get RJ more involved?
It was really important. We had a bunch of options for him that some they took away. We felt like their length at corner was, we weren't scared of them. We had guys make plays, and after being on the field with them, I feel like our guys belong. But we felt like they had length and speed at corner, but between RJ and Jake Bailey and the running backs, we could match up on safeties and linebackers and have some success. We had some other opportunities that didn't come to fruition the way we wanted. Some we didn't call. But I think a great example is the first touchdown to RJ. We went in a 3 tight end, 1 receiver package, which we hardly ever do. Well, they matched personnel. There was 1 corner on the field covering Jordan Hudson. They put a linebacker on RJ Maryland. It's really good for us. So, those kind of things. But yeah, to get him going, I think he broke the record tonight, I'm assuming, because he was 1 away and he caught 2. So that's pretty cool. Halfway, not even halfway into your 3rd year. But no, he's a player. He's a playmaker for us, and getting him involved is got to be a big part of what we do. And I think he deserves a lot of credit because, even after the first game, he hadn't caught as many maybe balls as he and we would have wanted, and he's practiced just as hard or harder every week. He's been physical in the run game when we asked him to be. He's been the ultimate team guy, and I think you saw what he can do tonight, and Kevin gave him opportunities.
Who broke the rock, and with as many people who contributed?
A lot of people.
How hard
could.
was
Who
the
do you
decision?
think broke the rock?
Well, I just got told, but
Kobe Wilson broke the rock. A lot of guys deserve to break the rock, and as I walk in, Grizz always kind of talks to me, and he's like, after I saw that run, guys, that was all I needed to see. But I'll say this, thoughts and prayers are going to stay with the Florida State team. They had to leave a day early, and I know a lot of their families. Fortunately, their university was, I think, pretty safe. And Mike was telling me before the game, I think a lot of their families are in good shape, but not just them, everyone in the Southeast. I know it's been pretty devastating. So I want to continue to think about those people and lift them up in our prayers, because it's a lot more important things in football going on right now, and they're having to deal with a lot of that. And so thinking about those guys. Appreciate you.
Guys, thank you.